Alright guys, it's Burnout Fighter. Once again, I want to thank Couch Warriors, Capcom Australia and Capcom UK. In this video, I will explain the changes of Nash and introduction to Necalli. Nash changes that I've noticed were the inputs for his V-trigger. One specific example is in the online beta, I was able to do the teleport behind the opponent and in the air by doing down and V-trigger. But in the offline build, the changed input for the behind the opponent and in the air was forward V-trigger. And respectively, without any direction, just the V-trigger itself will put Nash behind the opponent, and the V-trigger with the direction held back would put you in front of the opponent but in the air. Also, one more thing, with his crush counter, the spinning back knuckle in the online beta, you are able to dash in once you confirm the crush counter and then do a full combo starting from crouching heavy punch linked into back medium kick. But what I've noticed is once I try to do the same thing in the offline beta, after your spinning back knuckle cross counter and then when I dashed in and then did a crouching heavy punch, the opponent dropped out and was knocked down to the ground, similar to in Street Fighter 4 when you get a crumple on your opponent with a focus attack, and if you attack them a bit late, the way they fall to the ground, it was similar in that aspect. So as you can see, it is also visually changed the way the opponents get the crush counter. From the spinning back knuckle, they go into like a semi-crumpled state. At the same time, he gained two new crush counters. His normal standing heavy punch is now the new crush counter that makes the opponent spin. But I am unsure of whether you have enough time to do a dash and do the combo that I mentioned earlier. And the other crush counter was from a standing heavy kick. Okay, so the new character Necalli has a very simple set of attacks according to the command list. So his V skill is like a ground pound and it looks similar to Street Fighter 4's Sea Viper when she does the Seismo. I've noticed that you can control the distance by either holding back or forward or leaving it neutral. But the recovery on it was really bad, so it's not recommended to frequently use them. Although it may seem like a zoning tool, it's also used as a combo ender, which I will explain later. Now his V-trigger is the power-up mode. It stays permanently for that round once it's activated. So far I have not found any negative effects about it, so I believe if you are to play Necalli, you want to gain as much V gauge as possible with your moderate use of the V skill and then go into the V trigger as soon as possible. There was slight changes to the frame data, I believe. Some of the moves became slower, so certain combos off of a light attack may not connect, but the damage was definitely more. Now his command normals were forward heavy punch, which was an overhead. The startup is slower than say Ryu's collarbone breaker, and also the recovery on it was really long. So the trend seems like Necalli's moves are strong, but his speed is not to contend with, say, with either Chun-Li or Nash characters who have a faster attack speed. He also has a dive kick, which is done by down heavy kick in the air. I've noticed that you cannot do them from jumping back or jumping neutral. It was only done from a jump forward. And his target combos are stand medium kick, stand heavy kick into V skill. Once the first hit or the second hit is confirmed, then the V skill on the third hit is guaranteed. But if the first or the second hit is blocked and you still want to cancel into the V skill, the opponent can hit you in between it, as it is not a true block string. If you want to build the V gauge as fast as possible, I think the intention was to use this target combo as a general punish. Now his special moves are, the first one is called the Disc's Guidance. which is performed with quarter circle forward punch. It has 1 hit of armor on all its strengths. Unfortunately, all of the strengths are unsafe on block, so like I said, his moves aren't as safe or fast, so you must be on point with your hit confirms. The second skill is Raging Light. This is a typical Dragon Punch attack. It's really good for anti-airs. Startup wasn't bad on the Light Punch version. And conveniently, he also has a command throw called Mask of Tlali. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It is performed with half circle back punch. Throw range seemed like the Light Punch version had the longest. And lastly, his final special attack is called the Valiant Rebellion, which is performed with quarter circle forward kick. All of them was also unsafe on block. And his supers requires 1 hit to confirm into the full animation. His super animation becomes different in his V trigger mode, and it does slightly more damage. And it is not a throw, it is definitely a hit, so it is blockable.